Chapter 30. The Peace Treaty. Alan and Joe sat on the sofa, Tom and Billy on two straight chairs opposite them. "Now," said Alan's father, "what's this all about?" The four boys all began talking at once, accusing, recounting, explaining. "All right," said Alan's father after a while, "that's enough. Now we know it's got something to do with this bet Alan and Billy made, but Mr. O'Hara and I aren't going to get involved in that. You'll have to settle that among yourselves." "You four boys have been friends too long to start fighting now," said Mr. O'Hara. "You really hurt each other. Look at yourselves. Your faces all bruised and muddy. Talk it over. Work things out, and then you can shake and be friends again." Joe muttered under his breath, "I couldn't be friends with those rats." "We'll be out in the kitchen," said Alan's father. "When you've settled it, call us and we'll go down to Friendly's for some ice cream, okay?" Billy and Alan and Tom nodded. The two fathers left the room. The boys gazed silently at each other. After a while, Alan said, "It wasn't us that scratched Tom. Billy did it." Another silence. "Did you have stitches?" Billy asked Alan. "Nah. Did you?" Billy shook his head. More silence. "You tried to cheat," said Billy. "That wasn't cheating. We were just trying to trick you." "Yeah, but before that, when you glued the two worms together, that was cheating." "You would have cheated too if you'd been losing." Billy thought about it. "Okay, but look. No more cheating. I've already eaten 13 worms, and you know I can eat 2 more. Heck, if I buy George Cunningham's brother's mini bike, we can all use it. We'll all have fun with it." Joe and Alan glanced at each other. "Okay," said Joe. "You win. He wins, Alan." "Yeah, but—" "What's the use?" said Joe. "We've tried everything. I'm sick of it. Geez, we've done nothing else for almost 2 weeks. Alan scratched his eyebrow, glancing at Joe. "Yeah, but—" Joe stood up. "Come on, at least we'll get a milkshake out of it." Chapter 31. The Letter. Billy lifted the worm out of the frying pan with the cooking tongs and curled it back and forth on his peanut butter sandwich. "I bet they'd try something," he said. "Joe won't give up. Alan might, but Joe won't." Tom was carving his initials in the leg of the kitchen table. "Yeah, but it's not Joe's bet. What does he care?" "Just the same, I bet he tries something." Billy sat down at the table, turning the sandwich this way and that, looking for the best spot to take the first bite. Emily came in from the dining room. You and Mom got a letter." Chewing, Billy opened it. Charles M. McGrath, M.D., 34 Beechwood Drive, Grattan, New York, 12601, midnight, August 15th, 1973. Mrs. John Forrester, 7 Manchester Road, East Grattan, New York, 12603. Dear Mrs. Forrester, I have just made a distressing discovery. While leafing through a medical journal before going up to bed, I noticed an article entitled "Poisons in the Home Garden," a subject which necessarily fascinates me. As I glanced through the article, a phrase caught my eye. "Lumbricus terrestris, the common earthworm." I read on. "Mrs. Forrester, let me assure you, first of all, that there is no cause for undue alarm. However, you will, I am sure, be concerned to learn that, especially in the months of July and August, parents must beware of the common earthworm, some varieties of which are known to secrete a substance, Lumbricus coreopsis, which, though not malignant to the skin, is sometimes harmful if swallowed. Dr. A.C. Roosevelt of Hyde Park, New York, reports that 10% of the boys studied reported no ill effects except induced paralysis of the lower fulmar region. 40% reported abdominal cramping, triple vision, lasting 2 to 3 years and impairing school performance, and extreme lassitude. Autopsy reports have not yet been received on the remaining 50%, so no final conclusions can be drawn. But extreme caution is urged since the blackened and pimply faces of the subjects lead one to suspect the worst. Mrs. Forrester, as your friend and family physician, I would strongly recommend that your son William eat no more worms until I return Thursday from New York City and can give him a thorough examination. Yours sincerely, Charles McGrath. C. M. McGrath, M.D.